All right, everyone. I am now going to show you how to do this image here with your interlocking squares and your arrays. First thing you're going to do is make sure you look at your directions so you'll be prepared to do everything that you need to do. You're going to create your lines or use the template, which I'm going to use the template. Then you're going to create your transparent letters, words, or shapes. And that's what we're going to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to my image link slide, click on Ray, download it. Then I'm going to go and click on Sketchpad 5.1. I'm going to make a new project. So you're going to click the plus sign for new. Make sure it's in inches, so IN instead of PX. You're going to make this into let me make sure. Okay, this is a square. So we're going to make this into paper size. So 8.5, because we're putting it in portrait mode, portrait orientation. 8.5 by 11. Make sure the white box is selected and you're going to click create. I want this to fit, so you're going to click on zoom or the magnifying glass, the broken square, and then the minus sign to fit the entire page in your image in your screen. I'm going to click on the clip art happy face, load your own image. Then I'm going to click on the Ray PNG that I just downloaded. All right. I'm going to drag my corner past my white paper and onto the gray section. Okay, because I want it to extend past my paper. The next thing I'm going to do is create my shapes. I want to create 2 squares. So I'm going to click on my shape, then click on square. Notice that it is filled with a color. I do not want that, so I want to change it to 0. So you should have gray and white squares where it says fill. Now I'm ready to put my 2 squares. So I'm making a square. And it's going to intersect my vanishing point. I'm going to make sure that they're the same size. So they intersect like so. Make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so now I have my 2 squares and my ray. I'm ready to save it and insert it in slide 2. So I'm going to click on my save disk, download JPEG, JPEG, go to my slide 2. I already have a project in here. Let me move that out of the way. It's from a previous example. I'm going to move this as well. These are all examples that you can have access to on the example slide. But we're going to focus on the double square with your vertical, with your rays. So insert image, upload from computer. And I'm going to choose that image, drag my line like so. And now I have my sketch in slide 2. I'm ready to go back to Sketchpad and start coloring. I'm going to make this black and gray. Those are going to be my two colors. So I'm going to go to my pixel fill, my bucket, make sure it's on pixel fill. And then my tolerance is at 50. My tolerance is at 50. Okay. This is already black, but I want to show you what to do if your two colors are actual colors. So I'm going to do black and gray. So I'm going to make my lines gray. I'm going to make it a little lighter. Let's see. There we go. There you go. My lines are now gray. All I did was make sure the arrow was directly on that line, and then I clicked it and it changed the color of my line. Now I'm ready to alternate my colors. So I'm going to double click each line. If it colors the entire image like that, just press Control Z. Or the undo arrow. And if it continues to mess up on you, refresh your screen. Because it is an online program, so sometimes it can glitch. There we go. I'm not quite sure why it's doing that. Give me 1 second. Okay. I'm going to refresh again. All right. So let's see here. I'm going to take this off and then color it and see if that is part of the issue. Yes, it was. So what I'm going to do in this instance is color my boxes first and then color in my lines. So I'm going to do my alternating lines. And then I'm going to color like that, okay? Hopefully now that I'm ready to do my black. All right, so every time I color my lines, it colors the whole thing. So I'm going to color all of my boxes first. So usually in art, it's experimental sometimes, and you have to find what works for what you're doing. So if it doesn't behave, try not to get frustrated. All right, so I can actually turn this in as is. But let's say you have two colors and those black lines are still showing. You can still select it. Like I'm going to go back and select my gray and see if it will color my lines for me. It's probably not going to now that the colors are combined. So yeah, it's not going to do it. But if they were different colors, it might allow me to color those black lines in. Okay, well, now I'm complete. I can go ahead and save my image. And these may be some of the things that you are going to run into. That's why I'm keeping this in here so you can see some of the things that you're going to have some issues with. So I'm going to go back to my slide and upload from computer. And then there it is. Okay. All right. At this point, I'm going to make sure that I go back to slide 3 and look at my checklist and make sure I've done all of them and that everything is checked. I made my lines, I made my shape, I inserted my sketch in slide 2, I colored the image using only 2 colors, then I inserted it in slide 1, and then I checked my checks. I made sure I turned it in by June 1st, and then that's it. If you are interested in any of these other images, you just need to click on the image, and they all have video tutorials attached to them. Okay? Have fun, everyone. Bye now.